Hello, my name is Trydar, and today I have a world download for you of a complete Subnautica style base made here on a custom ocean world. And this base contains pretty much everything I have made of the Alterran Subnautica technology. So I'm going to give you a short tour to show you around, and the download will be available in the video description. So the spawn for the world is set roughly around here at life pod number 1. We didn't really have enough blocks to write a 5, so it's going to be life pod number 1. And if you land and go inside your life pod here, you will find that I have included a little care package of some materials in here that will aid you if you for some reason wish to try and survive on the map, because I think that you may be able to do that. If you just want to have a complete base to have a little fun in for maybe a week or so, you should be able to do that. But if you spawn in the water, just swim up and your life pod will be right here. Now, inside the life pod, before I get away from that, there's a little hole here. And if you drop down into the hole, this will take you to the main entrance to the underwater part of the base down here, which I will come back to in a moment, but we can see our life pod here. Let's take a tour of the surface before we go underwater. Over here we have the mobile vehicle construction station, which of course we use to construct our Neptune rocket model here. It is of course ready for launch whenever you decide to leave the world. You can just climb in that and, well, I mean, it's Minecraft, so it won't go anywhere. But if you use your imagination really hard, you can escape the planet. Over here, we have a model, of course, of the Cyclops. I never did put an interior in this, so it's just sort of an empty shell. But I did put a full interior over here in the Atlas submarine model, which I recently did a tutorial for. So the full submarine is here for you to use if you want to live in this as well. So let's just go in here real quick down to the bridge level. And I believe from in here, I have placed it over here. So from our bridge deck here, we can have a pretty good view of our base out here as well. So if we want to leave our submarine, we can go to the lower observation deck. Down here, gives us a slightly better view of everything we have going on here. And of course we can leave through, let me see, this hatch down here. Got a little hatch there, just like the Cyclops has. Over there. There's also a few additional things I have included, more of Minecraft specific things. One of them is a floating nether portal over here. So it's already built and lit and ready for you to use. And I haven't put anything into the nether, so that is going to generate fresh whenever you decide to use it. And over here we have a model, of course, of the flying heliplane, the flying fish, that I have made over here as well. Of course, you'll have to have an elytra to access that. Here's another one sitting on its little floating helipad down here in the water. Of course, you will notice in the back here, we have this large dome structure that I have added to help you out in Minecraft, because these bits here that you see, these are the only things floating above the water on the entire map. This is an ocean world in keeping with the Subnautica theme. So in here, if you so choose to want to try and survive in the world, you can come inside the geodesic dome that I have placed here for you to use. And inside of it, I have put down quite a bit of grass and all the tree types and quite a few animals in here as well. I think about 7 of each kind, so that you can use these and have a few spares if you want to start a farm in here, maybe build your little house or something. You can do that in here as well. So you have plenty of space to make an animal farm and a tree farm and all that good stuff. You shouldn't be too limited, because I've tried to be rather generous with the space under the dome in there. But over here, this is the only entrance. And if you want to use boats or just swim around, you should be able to come up to these ladders here and access any of the pads that are floating around here as well. So, you can also see that we have several tubes stretching off into the distance. I will go down one of these tubes and show you this. I will leave the other three as a mystery for you to explore yourself. But now let us take a look at the main base down here, because there are a few things I need to show you. So let's tuck under the water here. You can actually see everything with the night vision and water breathing potions applied. So let's come up to our bay and just pretend that we just docked here in our sea moth. And we can go around here through the tubes into the various structures. So let's go over, I think, in this direction. And then over in this direction here. And of course there are glass tubes, so when you're walking around in your base down here, we can see everything. We can see the Atlas submarine, our escape pod, a bit of the Cyclops over there. And I think I need to go in this direction. Sometimes I get a little bit lost because all of the rooms in here tend to look the same. There are some things I want to show you over in this direction here. Now we can see over here we've got our scanner room. And what I have chosen to place in the scanner room, for those of you that actually want to live here, this is where your end portal is, and I've already lit it for you. I haven't gone in it, so the end is going to be completely fresh. So when you go in this, make sure you're ready to fight the dragon. And that is where that is, down here. And I think over here there is a ladder down, and this will take you down to the sea floor. If you want to, say, start a mine shaft, you should do that here, because this will give you access to that as well. Now over here we have several minecart rails. As you saw, there are 4, and the long tubes that we have stretching off into the distance, they do have a terminus on the other end like this, and maybe a couple of more things. Of course, out of our glass globe, we can get even more views of our structures floating on the surface there. And I'm going to go down one of these, not that one. I want to go over here and show you something else first that you will need to know if you want to live in the base here. Well, the first thing you're going to need is a map to find your way around. And I don't really have one. But in here, of course, we have the large underwater greenhouse. And down here, I have planted some crops for you. This is where you're going to find your carrots, your wheat, your melons, all that good stuff is going to be down here for you to use. I've just randomly put a few down here to show you those. And I think it's time to take one of these rail tubes. Let's see. There is one attached to the greenhouse here. So let's take this one. So all you do is just get in the minecart and go this way, and you will be sailing down your tube. And you can turn around and look at your base in the distance here. Very nice view. This is the entire reason why I constructed these tubes, so I could have views of my base and being able to move around without having to use an elytra to get everywhere. We can use these underwater tubes here. And of course we can have nice relaxing views of the sea floor as we go along here. Now there are quite a few different undersea biomes, as you're going to see. I have chosen these from various other projects that I've done in World Painter, and I've just sort of put them all together. I'm only really going to show you just a couple of these biomes, but there are quite a few for you to go out there and explore, and I think I will leave those as prizes. But if we take a look all the way down our tube, you can see we have sort of a kaleidoscope effect going on here because it is a very long tube. If you're in survival, you may want to light up these little spots here where the white concrete has on the floor. I don't know if there's enough light there to prevent spawns or not. But as we can see here, looks like we have some kelp off in the distance. And indeed, we are coming into a kelp forest around here, which means that the end of the tube we should be getting to fairly shortly. Not sure what else to say, because I want to show you the full length of the tube and give you sort of an example ride on at least one of them, because they do stretch off for quite a distance. And I really like these tubes myself. We can see that we have gone from coral to a red and green kelp forest around us here. And on the other end, just as our potions fade off, we have come to this part here. And I'm going to re-up the potions so that we can actually see what we're doing. So if we come into the other side here, we can see that there is a large glass-domed multi-purpose room on the other end for you to come out here and pretty much do whatever you want. There are a few more of these for you to explore, plus some surprises. So if you want to have a big kelp base around here, you can do that as well. So I'm going to sit in the minecart and go all the way back to where we started, and I will meet you back at the base. Alright, we are arriving back here at the main base, and I think that that about does it for the tour. I believe I've shown you all the main things that you need to know in here, and for the rest of it, I believe that you can go around and explore under here for yourself. And if you want to, you can even expand the base components down here and maybe build yourself another complete base at any of the other end of the long tubes around here. Or just enjoy it as is and do whatever you please down here in your very own pre-built Subnautica themed base in Minecraft. So remember, the world download is available in the video description. I'm going to be giving you versions for Java and also for Bedrock. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.